I got to grab this story because it's such real life. But a lot of us, we typically only think that it happens in our lighter hue community. We don't think that it happens in the darker hue community. We really, really don't think that it's a black thing. You know what I'm saying? Or it's a brown thing. We typically only think this is a white thing. We have a Las Vegas sexual assault survivor. We have a Las Vegas sexual assault survivor suspects brother or suspects his brother is his actual son. Shout out to Simone for the $1 Cash App. Say checking the Cash App. I appreciate that right there. Now I need everybody else to check the Cash App, see if like the Cash App work out here in these doggone street. Thank you. You have a sexual assault survivor who suspects that his brother is his son. Y'all know the only way that is a possibility that your brother can be your son. There's only one way your brother can be your son. Right?
I'm speaking out because there are people suffering in silence right now. And if I was going to suffer to the extent that you're aware of, I didn't want to do it silently anymore.
A man no longer silent about allegations of sexual assault involving his own mother and the paternity case that he has now filed. Now, he told police his mother repeatedly sexually assaulted him when he was a child.
She maintains her innocence, but a judge sentenced her to nearly 10 years in prison as part of that criminal case.
She maintains her innocence. Say that he been sexually assaulted by his mama since he was a churn, as they say, but a child. She say that she ain't guilty. But his brother may be his son. That baby ain't guilty though.
And now this man who's 26 years old wants to know if his younger brother could actually be his son. He reached out to 8 News Now investigator David Charnes, and David, he really wants to get his message out of it.
Right, and that message is that men are survivors too, right? We looked at the data.
That's right. Slow it down. Don't jump out there. Men are survivors too. We get sexually assaulted too. He said this don't affect the black community, Willie. It goes on in the black community. This happens in, I would say, in all communities because we are these things called human beings.
And nearly half of all men will report some form of sexual assault or harassment in their lifetimes.
See, when they add the harassment, that's why they say half in a lifetime. Oh, all right. Shout out to Big J Boogie for the $7 Cash App. He say fix it. He say it was raggedy. It was raggedy.
Logan Gifford says his life is full of other people's consequences. That pain, he says, will never fully go away, and now he hopes to get help answering one big question.
There's a possibility that my brother could be my son.
That's what's up. Shout out to Logan J for the $2 super chat. He said, does he have to pay back child support?
A question 26-year-old Logan Gifford wants answered. Is his younger brother, conceived around the same time he told police his mother sexually assaulted him, actually his?
Shout out to Walter for the $2 Cash App. Say for future medical marijuana. I appreciate the support.
I'm still directly involved in the mess that has been left to me.
Gifford telling police that mess began when he was 10 and lasted for 7 years. Prosecutors charging Doreen Gifford with sexual assault and incest.
Doreen, baby, since he was 10. Since he was 10, the claims has been that you've been hunching your son, baby. So is he a real son husband? That's a real son husband, or was a real son husband, right?
She maintained her innocence and took an Alford plea on charges including attempted sexual assault, meaning she did not admit guilt, but believed prosecutors could sway a jury to convict her.
She did not commit guilt. This is why we need this DNA test, because, listen, this is why a lot of times the DNA test is real, real important. And polygraphs, well, which we can't really use them in court anymore, would be important too if we can just ask the questions and to see the response. But one thing about cheating women, it's when that DNA test drop, man. all that. I didn't do it. I didn't know. Oh, let's go out the window.
Sending her to prison was halfway vindicating because I thought the largest problem of my life was originally dealt with.
Logan Gifford, the oldest of 4, says with his mother in prison, he was left to raise one of his younger brothers born with cognitive disabilities.
He deserves to have a quiet and peaceful life. And like I said, he's here now. And he and I didn't ask for any of this.
That's led to a paternity case, asking a judge to order an advanced test to determine who is that boy's father.
And if it comes back negative, I'm still filing for custody because that doesn't change, the obligation that I have to him now.
Now, for Gifford, working on political campaigns, getting married, and having children. But he's...
Oh, that's what's up. He finna get in politics, and he gonna win because of his story.
Says getting here wasn't easy.
I really wound up having to make a lot of critical decisions at a very early age because I was looking at the impact that it would have had on my siblings.
Now,
he's only 26. He said it gives son, husband a whole new meaning, right? Right. That's what I said.
He thinks one of those siblings could actually be his son and hopes to finally get an answer.
And it's ugly and visceral, but it doesn't change the fact that it needed to be done.
Records show Doreen Gifford is back in prison, and we asked the Department of Corrections why, but we haven't heard back, and we were unable to reach her. Before her sentencing nearly a decade ago, her attorney maintained her innocence and said Logan, remember a child at the time, had ample opportunity to report those allegations. Now, as an adult, Logan says that kind of statement shows how the system is failing young men like him.
Yes. Run that little piece back. Her defense said that?
Records show Doreen Gifford is back in prison, and we asked the Department of Corrections why, but we haven't heard back, and we were unable to reach her. Before her sentencing nearly a decade ago, her attorney maintained her innocence and said Logan, remember a child at the time, had ample opportunity to report those allegations.
Her attorney said the 10-year-old son had ample opportunity to tell on his mama, but he did. Y'all know that her attorney used that as to talk bad about the 10-year-old son. He could have been saying something, but he didn't. And why didn't he say something? Why didn't he tell us that he was being sexually assaulted? Huh? That's what her attorney is saying. Wow, go ahead.
Before her sentencing nearly a decade ago, her attorney maintained her innocence and said Logan, remember a child at the time, had ample opportunity to report those allegations. Now, as an adult, Logan says that kind of statement shows how the system is failing young men like him. Wow. I'm David Sharns, 8 News Now.
Wow, you saying that 10 years old, he didn't know what, no, it was wrong. Especially when mama teaching. Especially when mama doing it to you or when daddy doing it to you.
Very brave of him to share his story, David. Thank you. If you or anyone you know needs to talk to somebody about sexual assault, there is a number you can call at the bottom of your screen. It's 775-221-7600.
You say the attorney is a map. That might be right. Why he ain't say nothing though? Your Honor though. Your Honor. He had all these years. He just gonna lay down and just, keep getting it up and skeeting in his mama. Why he ain't say something though? Ooh, the system is failing. System is failing us. Moving right along, I ain't gonna eat much hope. But this falls under real kind of son-husband type situation. But incest is a real big thing. Incest is a real big thing. Hell, we just spoke about George Foreman's family who still lives in 5th Ward with a whole bunch of, damn it, they ain't never moved. They got 50 to 60, 70 some cousins and shit like that right there. 50 to 60 some family members, and you telling me that somebody, damn it, that they ain't hunching? Everybody in your family ain't ugly? Move right along. I ain't gonna eat much of you.